discussing Nigeria. The Honourable Alhaji is agreeing to talk about Nigeria's national unity towards participation in shared values. It's election season, all sorts of different visions of Nigeria's future being discussed. So it's very important, I think, that we have this particular presentation of where Nigeria's national unity is developing and how to find shared values. We might not be a full hall here at the moment, but we are being live streamed, and one of the reasons for starting on time was exactly to accommodate those who aren't physically present here but are watching us. And so, as we're live streamed and as we're at Chatham House, I do not need to just say that this is fully on the record. There's not any way we can control it anyway if it was live streamed. So you can report everything that you want to say that you hear here. And indeed you can also tweet if you'd like to, and that's hashtag CH uppercase Africa. So I don't think I want to say very much more, except that the Honourable Alhaji has been Nigeria's Minister of Information and Culture since 2015. Prior to his current appointment, he was Nigeria's main opposition spokesperson for 10 years. He also served as Chief of Staff to the Governor of Lagos State after Nigeria returned to democratic rule in 1999. And he previously contested for governorship of his home state of Kwara in central Nigeria. He reminded me that when President Buhari was a candidate for the last election, he was here also at that particular meeting at Chatham House, so obviously we're not speaking then, but welcome back to Chatham House anyhow, Minister. So with no more ado, I'll invite you to the podium there, and I look very forward to hearing what you have to say. Thank you, Minister.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. Especially the Excellency, the High Commissioner to the UK from Nigeria. Permit me to start off by expressing my gratitude to the Chatham House for the opportunity to be here, despite a very short notice. I want to thank in particular the African program and the entire team here. There's no better testimony for the fact that this institute is indeed living true to its mission, which is, and I quote, to help build a sustainably secure, prosperous and just world through informed debate, independent analysis, new policy ideas, and outreach to audiences. End of quote. The topic on which I am to speak, Nigeria's national unity towards participation and shared values, could have come at a better time, as Nigeria continues to struggle to forge a national consensus, to accept its diverse ethnic groups at the source of its national power and cohesion, irrespective of religion, status, culture, and geographical location. The challenge is made more daunting by the fact that the large country is occupied by diverse people whose diverse languages and culture. In other words, it is a multinational state, a conglomeration of ethnic nations, each with its distinctive character and ethos. Why is the question of national unity so important? This is simply because without a united country, all the component parts will be working at cross purposes with conflicting signals that will constantly threaten the foundation and the very existence of the country. This is more so in a country as diverse as Nigeria, which has had sufficient doses of ethnic and religious stripes at various times in its national history, including a bitter 30-month civil war and the Boko Haram insurgency. The relevance of the topic is also accentuated by the fact that in the next few months, Nigeria will return to the polls for the general elections. The run-up to the 2015 general elections tested the nation's unity in no small measure, and it remains to be seen whether as a people we have learned any lesson as we move closer to the 2019 elections. At the Ministry of Information and Culture, where my job definition includes speaking for the federal government, both within and outside the country, we are taking our mandate very seriously in order to ensure that the people get and consistently to the detailed information they require to enhance their participation in the political process and ultimately to help deepen the nation's democracy. Part of the mandate of the ministry is the strategic communication of government policies and programs, as well as developing among Nigerians cultural values and awareness that will inculcate the spirit of patriotism, nationalism, self-discipline, and self-reliance. This explains why, immediately upon assuming office as minister in 2015, I decided to take a trip to the northeastern part of Nigeria, where the Boko Haram insurgency was then raging. The insurgency that started in 2009 had taken its toll on the country by the time we assumed office in 2015. The terrorists struck freely at places and times of their own choosing. They strolled into Abuja, the federal capital, several times to wreak havoc, including on the United Nations office and even the police headquarters. Terrorists administer a territory 3 times the size of Lebanon, collecting taxes and deposing and restoring enemies. Nigeria slept with one eye open. It was in the midst of this that the new administration of President Muhammad Buhari came into office. The President ordered the relocation of the military campaign against the insurgents to the northeast and rallied regional and international support for the battle. Shortly thereafter, the insurgents were dislodged from the territories they occupied, and they lost their capacity to fully attack cities or seize territories. We in my ministry figured, therefore, that in order to carry the people along and get them to back into the government's effort to prevent Nigeria from being balkanized by terrorists, they needed to know exactly what was going on. On the 5th of December 2015, I led over 30 local and foreign journalists to the liberated parts of the northeast. In fact, to the heart of the insurgency, the self-declared capital of terrorists, Bama, some 80 kilometers by road from Maiduguri, capital city of Borno State, stopping at Konuga and Kauri, all by that time decimated in the process. For the first time, any information minister visited the battle zone since the slow motion warfare started. The visit gave us the opportunity to see things for ourselves and to convey such to Nigerians as vividly as possible. It helped to change the way Nigerians viewed the insurgency. It helped to rally national support for the gallant men and women in uniform, and also to enlist Nigerian support for the efforts to reduce the cowardly suicide bombings of soft targets that the dislodged terrorists resorted to. If you say something, say something became the rallying payoff line for the national campaign against insecurity that we launched after that visit. We also realized early on that for democracy to grow, it is important to ensure citizens' participation in decisions and policies affecting their lives, especially in a direct manner, rather than through the elected representative alone. This informed our decision to launch a town hall meeting series that see cabinet ministers meeting in a town hall setting, a cross-section of Nigerians from all walks of life, with a view to keeping them informed about government policies and programs, at the same time getting their feedbacks and inputs. So far, we've held 13 of such meetings spread across the nation's 6 geographical zones and covering various topics. Many more are slated to be held between now and the general elections in February and March 2019. Since coming into office, the administration of President Muhammad Buhari has embarked on unprecedented renewal of the nation's infrastructure, investing an unprecedented 2.7 trillion naira, about $7.5 billion, on roads, rails, power, and other similar projects. But it's not enough to embark on these projects. It is important to let the public know the extent and spread of such projects to foster a sense of national unity. This explains why we kick-started a nationwide tour of federal government projects with not less than 25 journalists accompany us on each trip. Till date, we've inspected many of such projects, including the new Lagos to Kano standard gauge rail line, the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway in the southwest that connects the port city of Lagos to other parts of the country, the new intra-city rail line connecting the Abuja city center to the international airport, the Enugu-Borakot freeway in the southeast, the second Niger bridge in Asaba, the Ilorin-Jeba-Makwa road in central Nigeria. Then we launched the FGNI app, downloaded on mobile devices to provide up-to-date information about government's projects and policies to the people, irrespective of where they are. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we're all aware, some 276 girls were abducted by terrorists from their school in Chibok, Borno State, in 2014, about a year before the Buhari administration assumed office. At his inauguration, President Muhammad Buhari promised to do whatever is necessary to secure the release of the girls. Today, many of the girls have been freed unarmed, even though we still have many of the girls in captivity. The civil society group, Bring Back Our Girls, which has consistently advocated for the release of all the girls, demanded information from the federal government on what is being done to free them. In response to their yearnings, we arranged with the military to embed them, so to say, in some of their sad sorties. Some Bring Back Our Girls campaigners were subsequently flown along with us on sad sorties by the Air Force to give them a first-hand knowledge of the military's efforts to rescue the girls. Bring Back Our Girls was later to say in their report on the trip, and I quote, "We can confirm that the air component of the counterinsurgency war is being prosecuted by a highly professional, capable, motivated, and committed team of the Nigerian Air Force. We were provided data and imagery evidence to show that the search of our Chibok girls and other abducted citizens is a daily activity by the Air Force," end of quote. When some 110 Dark school girls were similarly abducted on the 18th of February 2018, we ensured that Nigerians was provided with detailed and up-to-date information, having led a number of federal government delegations to the school to get first-hand information. When a few weeks later, most of the girls were released, Nigerians were never in doubt about the efforts that the government had put into freeing these girls. Only last week, I led another federal government delegation to Dakchi in Yobe State to meet with the mother of Leah Sharibu, the remaining Dakchi girl in captivity, and to Maiduguri in Borno State to meet with the families of the 3 aid workers who were kidnapped by Boko Haram in March this year. Unfortunately, 2 of the 3 aid workers have now been killed, the latest one being killed just last Monday. Our thoughts and prayers go to the families of the murdered women, even as we continue to do everything any responsible government will do to free the women who remain in captivity. It is important to say that we have regularly met with the various media stakeholders in Nigeria to discuss with them government policies and programs. These groups include the Umbrella Nigerian Union of Journalists, online publishers, bloggers and social media influencers, Broadcast Organization of Nigeria, Newspaper Proprietors Association of Nigeria, and the like. We have also gone beyond the shores of Nigeria to meet with the global media, policy think tanks, and decision makers, especially in the United Kingdom, United States. My current visit to London is the latest of such visits, which I aimed at engaging with international media and think tanks. Since assuming office, I've made a deliberate effort to build consistent and constructive relationships with international media, especially in key media centers and capitals. I've also attempted to make those visits regular, building consistent lines of communication, not only with media houses, but with specific journalists too. I was there in the UK to engage with the media, think tanks, and decision makers in September 2017. Then traveled to the US for the same purpose in April 2018 and also June 2018. And now I'm back here to continue with the engagement. This is an appreciation that correct information and proper briefing to also dispel rumor and conjecture are just as important as short-term coverage. I'm also aware that stakeholders' relations are so vital. That is why Chatham House and other think tanks in the UK and the US are important. I've also met with academics. This is important to inform a wider debate. As the 2019 general elections approach, Nigeria faces a new challenge, a threat not just to the country's peace and security, but indeed its very existence. It is the dual challenge of fake news and hate speech. Yes, the fake news problem is not unique to Nigeria, but it poses a more potent threat to the country because of its multi-ethnic, multi-religious, and multicultural status. It is also a clear and present danger to the nation's unity. Naysayers have latched onto the fake news phenomenon to exploit the country's fault lines and inflame passion. For example, the BBC recently did a report on how fake news is aggravating the persistent farmers-herders clashes. Pictures of gun-toting herdsmen from other lands are routinely used to depict the herdsmen in Nigeria. Age-long clashes between farmers and herders have suddenly been dressed in the garb of religion and ethnicity. Ignored is the fact that the clashes have become more persistent because of a mixture of many factors, including population explosion, effects of climate change, keener contest for building resources, and sheer criminality. Religion and ethnicity are not the reasons for these clashes. To tackle this, we have launched a national campaign against fake news and hate speech. The aim is to sensitize Nigerians to the dangers posed by fake news, how to spot fake news, and what to do. We are under no illusion that the campaign will immediately stop, that this campaign can immediately stop fake news and hate speech. But we want to bring the issue to the front burner of national discourse. And I can say that we are succeeding in that respect. Today, fake news has become a topical issue in Nigeria. To Nigerians, we say, if you can't vouch for the veracity of any news item, don't share it. Yeah. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in the words of the organizers of this event, a complex landscape like ours demand a correspondingly dynamic set of mechanisms for the provision of information for both Nigerian citizens and globally. There's no better way to say that. As I've outlined above, we are striving to be as dynamic as possible the provision of information to the people, and we can only improve on what we have done so far. I thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Honourable Alhaji Mohammed, Minister of Information and Culture of Nigeria, for giving your presentation. A reminder that this meeting is on the record. It is being live streamed. You can tweet CH Africa, and you can also send in some questions if you want. So you can tweet questions. We have half an hour now for a discussion, so please don't be shy.